And welcome back to Talkin Spit After Hours. We're your hosts, TJ, Bade, and Poe, back once again with the latest and greatest. As you can see, I have my shades on. Feeling a little down right now. So I'm a big advocate of watching YouTube videos and shit like that. And they were showing a lot of Kobe Bryant videos, right? And so I was like, wait a minute. What is today? So it hit me. It's 3 years since Kobe Bryant has passed.
Today?
It'll be in 2 days, but still, it's like, okay, it goes by fast.
Right. Damn, that's crazy.
So basically what I wanted to say to everyone out there is, we might argue, we might bicker, we might fight, whatnot, and it's all bullshit. Feelings get in the way. People have feelings, and everyone, gets involved in their feelings. You know what I mean? So, if you got something that's if there's beef, squash that, get out the way, and keep it pushing, because you never know when time might be up. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
all right.
yeah. Other than that,
R.I.P. Kobe, and
yes,
all the
sir.
people that passed away on that.
Yes, Kobe, Gigi,
Yeah.
and all the other families as well. I know. I mean, it's one of those things too, because it's like we only say Kobe and Gigi, right? But there are other families who have to live, who have to live through this because they're attached to that, So thoughts and prayers to everyone. I know it gets tough. You miss everybody. You miss your loved ones. So, hey, man, keep it pushing, keep it moving.
That's all you can do.
Yes, sir. All right. So, congratulations, man. This is the recap of this weekend's games. We both went 3-1, I believe, or was it 2-1?
There's 4 games.
Okay, so we both went 3-1. So we only got one game wrong. And that was the 49ers against the Dallas Cowboys. I really want to talk about this one because it was a very good game. It was a close game. I think the play that really turned it into the 49ers' favor was that bobble catch by Kittle. Where it was like over the middle and he bobbled it, and then Diggs tried to hit him, but you could tell Diggs' eyes were closed.
Okay.
So I think that's what turned the game. But it was a great game. Also, I think Pollard getting hurt, that's also what kind of gave the edge to Frisco, because they weren't allowed to have Pollard in the game. Because Zeke, I don't care if you're a Cowboys fan or just an avid football fan, if you watch Zeke over the years, once he got paid, he's a shell of himself. He's not dope anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't break tackles. He's just a fat back. And I hate saying that, but yeah, that's what he is.
Well, I'm guessing we watched the same game, but to me, it wasn't a great game at all. I mean, I played offense a lot, so I didn't like a defensive stall, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's not the best thing to me, but
for those who like defense, like a struggle, like a battle, I mean, it was a good defensive struggle between both teams. It wasn't just like offense heavy or just a bunch of points being scored. It's like every possession mattered.
True enough. I would just say this, man. The QB play was horrible. Brock Purdy managed the game perfectly. I will say that his QB play was good. He managed the game perfectly, but Dak Prescott was horrible. And just like you said about just like you said about Zeke, I think once Dak got his money, man, he hasn't improved at all. Like, he may be good, but he just hasn't improved. He still looks like the same Dak you know, pre-contract. Well, let me take that back. Pre-contract, Dak was balling.
Yeah, true,
I'm not gonna
true.
lie. Pre-contract, Dak was balling, but now y'all get this Dak.
That and then I noticed watching the game, there was one play where he was scrambling. I think he was trying to run for the first down, but he
Mm.
didn't look as agile as before the injury. Before that, he probably could have ran for that first down easily, but it seemed like he was struggling to get to top speed.
Man, yeah, he didn't get to sleep on his beauty rest mattress and shit like
He
that.
can get a sleep number in.
It didn't fix his circadian rhythm.
And that
And
shit's funny
matching.
too. Like the way they show, like whenever they place commercials, saying
Yeah.
like, "Oh, sleep number," like, "Oh shit, Dak's about to come through." You
When that
know,
nigga when they lay him in the bed and he's like, I was like, this commercial's stupid. Okay. Dag, you retarded for that commercial. But um, yeah, Brock Purdy is I'm not gonna put him up there with uh, like Tom Brady or anybody like that. But he's a good ball player, man.
yeah, he
That's what
is.
he is. He's a good ball player. He makes good decisions, doesn't make mistakes, and that's what you need as a quarterback. But I will say this: the Niner system is perfect for him because, like, he doesn't have to do too much as a rookie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All he has to do is pretty much like a West Coast offense for the most part. Get the ball out quick, and let your receivers do all the work.
Yeah, make
Hand
the
the
right.
ball off
Yeah,
to Ed McCaffrey. Let him get his 4 to 5 yards every touch. But,
yeah. Make the right reads and then go
yeah,
from
and
there.
then and then have the stellar defense. Well, but everybody keeps. I gotta throw this in there though because nobody seems to keep saying this stuff. All right, yeah, the Niner defense was good,
It wasn't that great though.
but I'm gonna tell you right now because everybody, you gonna go back to what was it like week 6, the first game Ed McCaffrey got over to the Niners, man,
Hmm.
and they happened to play the Chiefs with that very same defense that they had. You know what? There wasn't nobody missing from that defense when they played the Chiefs. Guess what happened? They got scraped off the bottom of the shoe, like FR shoe. Yeah,
All right.
44-23.
So
So
okay.
I was
So
just wait, hold on. I
we'll
just
get.
want to keep people in mind. I just want to keep that people in mind that when you say that Niners are doing this, I'm like, no, they got scraped. We scraped them. Like y'all
Yeah.
just want to go back. Oh, well, they've been on a 10-game winning streak. Well, yeah, yeah. After we mopped them and stuff
That's.
like that,
I.
it lit a fire under their ass.
I just want you to calm down because we're gonna get to that game soon. You know what I mean?
What game?
We're gonna talk about the Chiefs and then also the Bengals coming up. So we'll get to that
I
real
wasn't
real
talking about
fast.
that. I wasn't talking about that game. I was talking about the Chiefs and the Niners.
I know, but why are we talking about that? We're talking about the Niners against Cowboys. That's what I'm saying.
I did talk about that.
Right.
And I
So
was just
we're gonna
this is
get
why I
to
said what I said was this is what I was said. And
we're
this is
gonna
why
get
I
to that
said it.
though.
No, we're not. Yeah, I wasn't talking about the Bengals, the Chiefs against the Bengals. I was talking about the Chiefs against the Niners.
Mhm.
Okay, yes, I am referring back to that because people don't want to think is, oh, these Niners got the great defense and all that stuff. But yeah, they got a good defense, but we mopped the floor with them. So the only reason I was just putting that up there is because it is not being mentioned. And while you want to sit there and try to, with your hating ass, try to stop me from saying that, uh, I would like to
Well,
be able to finish that.
what I'm trying to do is bring continuity to the conversation. So you can say I'm hating. And that's another hold on, man. That's another thing too. You always think that I'm hating when I'm
You do
actually
be hating.
how? What I said was to you through text message was yes, the Chiefs are the new Patriots, right?
Okay. And then what was your explanation for them being the new Patriots?
Because they've been to 5 AFC championships in a row.
Nah, you
What
didn't
I
say
say? What I
that.
say?
You said because they be getting calls and shit like that. Hmm?
Well, they did got some. I mean, they got
Yeah,
calls.
so
You agreed.
and then
Hey, you agreed though. They
no,
got calls.
I didn't. They got agree. They, they got one call, I thought, but as I was watching the Bengals game, and this is why I call your bluff on this, because as we was watching the Bengals game, and it was noticeable that the Bengals were getting calls too, and I was like, wait, this seems like the Bengals could be the new Patriots, and he's like, nah, they're just good, or whatever the fuck you said, they're just good. And I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. That's hating like at its utmost, fucking whatever the hell.
You
It's
know,
just they're good.
it's crazy
They
to.
don't get no calls though. They're just good.
I think it's really crazy to call someone a hater who always uplifts himself and those around him. Like I've never hated against anybody. I always speak the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, cuz, nah,
Like,
cuz. Now, if the
no,
people can see our text messages and stuff like that, what I mean, as far as okay, you're if you personally uplift people around you and stuff like that, okay, kudos to you. But I'm talking about from your text messages about my team and stuff like that. So I don't know what you're making this about your aura and stuff like that. I'm just talking about the teams. All right, that's it.
okay. So when I mentioned that the Chiefs are the new Patriots, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was referring mostly to, and you play football, so you would know what I'm talking about. So Mahomes had a high ankle sprain, right?
Mm-hmm. I would like to talk about that as well.
Okay. So he had a high ankle sprain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, the other team didn't provide any pressure. They just sat back in the zone.
And they scared them.
Okay, so okay. So you are a defensive coordinator, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the opposing quarterback has a high ankle sprain and can't move. What would be your game plan? Play zone?
No, I'm not gonna blitz them all the time, but I'm gonna disguise some blitzes and we coming. We coming.
Okay, but that
We
never
gonna come
happened.
every once in a while. I don't know, man.
That never happened.
I,
So that's all I'm saying.
I seen that. I did see the blitzing coming, and it just didn't get there. He was throwing off of one leg.
That and exactly. So if he's only throwing off one leg, like you said, disguised blitzes, how come the other team's not doing that to win the game? That's all I'm saying. They
Because our line is good. They block really well against the blitzes. So that's probably why.
all right. So next week we got Frisco and we got the Eagles. Who you got?
I'm taking the Eagles. I didn't. The Frisco didn't show me enough to show me they could beat the Eagles.
Yeah, I got Eagles too.
That wasn't enough for me. 19 ain't gonna beat the Eagles.
I mean, the Cowboys and Niners. It was a very good. It was a battle. It was a tug of war of a game. I just think that Niners made more plays. That's it.
Man, I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but I'm gonna say this. All right.
They
We
they should
were
be better than
all
that.
Yeah, we were all expecting a better showing than what we seen. And like if our expectations if sorry, all right, sorry, speaking. I'm just speaking as a person that just likes football and watched the Cowboys game and expected, just from, the eye test
Right.
for the Cowboys to come out and actually do something and make it a better game. The score is 19. The 49ers scored 19. All you had to do was score two more points, like just a field goal and one touchdown, and you would have won that game.
But I think that hurt them in like the first half, um, when they were in field goal range, but they didn't allow the kicker to kick field goals because of what happened the previous week. I think that hurt
That's
them.
their bad.
Yeah,
That's
they had no
their
trust in
bad
them.
too.
Yeah, they had
Yep.
no trust in them.
But that's fucked up though, man. Because like if you, and then he proceeds to go out and just put three right through the middle, right to that too.
Yeah,
Like,
second half was like boop, like cuz like
I mean, he got one block, but the three he kicked, bro. I mean, there was no. it was no,
It didn't wait. Yeah,
ooh, there
it
was
didn't
no,
waver.
yeah,
It was tried and
yeah.
true.
It was tried and true
It was
right
tried
down
and
the
true.
middle.
Yeah.
He was like, motherfucker, everybody shut up. Yes. Like I had a bad game. It happens. But
I think the worst play that I saw was the last play of the game.
man, that was I don't know what the hell that was.
Well, I was thinking, okay, since they had the lineman on the left side, I was thinking they might do a screen and have all the big bodies just blow through all the cornerbacks.
I did see what they were trying to do. Okay, so what they were gonna do is they were gonna do a hook and lateral screen. Okay, so
Mhm.
Turpin was supposed to catch it, and then the linemen were gonna go like after he caught it, the linemen were gonna go block the dudes when he pitched it back to CD Lamb behind the lineman right there. So it was a catch, a hook and ladder with the screen. So the lineman was the screen part, but it didn't work because as soon as that fool caught it, they should have had a lineman in front of Turpin too, because
Yeah,
like
that
like
shit
as
was
soon as he caught it, bro, it was literally just
that shit was
like
terrible.
game over.
Terrible.
And then it made them look. It honestly made Dallas look like a fool trying to run that play. I mean, but if it would have worked, then it'd look like genius. So
But it was one of those plays that didn't look like they practiced on it at all. Like they just, hey, let's do this. You know what
the
I'm saying? Like
annexation, the annexation of Puerto Rico. They just brought
Oh,
it out because
yeah,
that's what they was trying because they were trying to do some shit like that, but it didn't work. And
it's
you know,
terrible. Yeah, I think Philly's going to win only because like Dallas has a good pass rush, but I think Philly's defense all around is
right.
way
See,
better.
Philly has not just the defense, they have offense too.
Yeah, I was going to mention that too. Like you have Brown's going to go sick, dude.
I
He's going to
mean,
go
I
nuts.
man, I gotta say this because everybody's forgetting that Javarius Ward was on the Chiefs last year. Go back and look at his tape on the Chiefs.
Mhm.
Okay, you will be horrified if you watch that and knowing he's going up against AJ Brown. And if the Eagles line just blocks Joey Bosa and the Niners, if the Niners don't get pressure, oh,
It's a wrap.
man, I'm telling you, they gonna
Done
get
for.
roasted. They about to get roasted.
Yeah,
If Niners, that's and I'm sorry, like the linebackers is cool, but the most suspect thing of the Niners is the DBs.
true. Well, except for Mufunga, I love that dude. That dude's hard.
Well, you can just consider him an extra linebacker that can cover people.
Yeah, I
But
mean, he's more of a strong safety than free safety.
right,
But
right. But
I mean, as far as like playmaking ability, like he knows how to read
yeah,
where the pass is going. He's good. He's good.
he's second coming of Troy Polamalu.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I read a story where um, they actually met, you
Mm-hmm.
know, through high school. He's like, hey, I'm a big fan. I'm trying to go to this college. What do you think? He went to USC, of course. And
Right.
then, so it's pretty much his mentor. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, if you watch Palomalu growing up, you can kind of see the same glimpses.
No, they're just almost like looking in the mirror when watching them play because they play the exact same way.
For sure.
They have the exact same instincts and stuff like that. So, but yeah, but I consider him more of a linebacker, a covering linebacker to me.
Hmm.
The two wards and the other look, I don't know who the other corner is.
And for a long day, huh?
That they man, I'm telling you, if Philly can control, if Philly O line can control their D line, it's gonna be it's gonna be a long, long day for the Niners.
All right. So our predictions, I'm taking Philly. Who you taking?
I'm taking Philly.
All right. Like any scores?
I'm going Philly 31.
Because I was going to say like 45 to 17.
I'm going Philly 31 to yeah, I'll say 31 to 17.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be close.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. The next game. So, do you want to talk about the Chiefs or you want to talk about the Cincy Bills game?
uh, let's go both. We got to talk about the Cincy Bills game first. But I do want to say this about the Patrick Mahomes thing first, because that tackle that happened to him, like, dude, that was uncalled for, man. Like, the ball was already out because all you had to do was just let him go. But nah, you had to go down, put your weight on, and just drop down on his ankles, because that's what happened. It's the same exact thing that happened to Tony Pollard. It's a way
Yeah.
to me, it looked like the two most important people on the field because got taken out the
But
same exact way.
I mean, you played defense before, so it's
I
hard to
never
say.
tackled like that. I never tackled like that.
You never grab someone by the waist and just use your weight to bring them down.
No, I never did that.
Okay, but
I'm not heavy enough to grab somebody and just and fall and have them just fall. It
what
was
I'm
either I took their legs out or I grabbed their legs completely.
what I'm saying is, or what the point I'm trying to make is, it didn't look malicious. It didn't look like, oh, I'm gonna like. It didn't like he grabbed him and like looked down at his ankles like, oh, I'm gonna take this out. And, you know what I mean? He was caught up in the middle. Mahomes was. He was in traffic. He got tackled, and players like fell on his ankle.
All right, well, I understand that's your perspective. I seen something different, so you can't if
I,
you're
I'm
trying
not.
to.
I'm not discrediting what you're saying.
No, I'm not.
I'm
No, I'm
just
not
trying to
saying
tell you.
I'm no. I understand you're not discrediting, but if you're trying to change my mind or anything like that, that's not going to happen.
No, not at all.
What I seen was malicious, because I seen it happen to Tony Pollard too, and I was like, wait, hold on, because like as soon as I seen Tony Pollard go down, that's when I thought it was malicious.
The biggest thing that I took away from your game, the Chiefs game, I didn't like the fact because Henny was playing pretty well.
I don't think Patrick should have came back in either.
No, he should have stayed out. And like, if they were in duress, like the last 5 minutes of the game, bring him in. He should have been in the locker room getting treatment because you guys pretty much had that game under control.
But yeah, but what everybody doesn't know, if you do it, well, you know this if you're a Chiefs fan. Patrick has the same injury back in 2019 when we went to the Super Bowl and won. Same exact injury.
Okay, but but he's what, 2-3 years older now. So do you
Two
think that
years
was
older.
so do you think that was a good call? I mean, I get it. You
I
want to.
don't think it was a good call because that when that did happen 2 years ago, he didn't play. Chad Henne came in and finished the game off. So
Right.
that's
But it was later on in the
where,
game, when he got hurt. But yeah, I mean, Chad Henne, he's viable. He was able to get you guys through that game without bringing Mahomes
man,
back in.
if you get a 98-yard drive off of, just off a cold turkey, and you ain't played in a year and a half
Right.
in a playoff game, man, like just let the man go. Like
Right. Exactly. So I'm
it's
I'm
like
wondering.
Russ, just let him cook.
So I'm kind of wondering if
Patrick
if
Patrick was throwing a fit. That's all it was. He was
true.
being a little brat. That's all it was. You seen him? They showed him on the sideline throwing shit, slamming shit down.
Well, yeah, I
It
mean,
is what it is.
he's the leader of the team, so he wants to be there.
Right.
My
So
thing is, Fisher. Oh, my thing is that okay? He played the rest of the game. So what is this going to do next or this upcoming week? Is that to the detriment as far as like, okay, he's playing on this ankle. Yeah, you can shoot him up with cortisone and to where he doesn't feel it, but is that really going to help instead of just sitting him? Because you guys had control of that whole game to where he really didn't have to play. And I get it; he wants to be the leader of the team and be there with his teammates, but it wasn't necessary.
well, Al, man, you crack me up when you do that because
Do what?
you're. I agree with you. Just let me throw that out there. But it sounds like you're, trying to convince us, about something that we already agree with you on. But
I mean,
when you say stuff, when
some
you
will,
say
some
stuff, No, this is when you say stuff like it sounds like you want people to agree with you, and it's not an opinion.
I'm still kind of confused on but I'm saying, how does that affect, or by what I'm saying, how do you feel that I'm trying to make people agree with what I'm saying? I mean, it's obvious to everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but your delivery makes it sound like we have to agree with you or you don't fuck
Well,
us up.
I mean, this is a talk show, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you have to agree with what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
Al's a bully,
I'm a
cuz just so
bully.
you
Yeah,
know.
the big, the big black bully is in the town.
Nigga, if you don't do it, if you don't agree with him, cuz he gonna slap you in the back of the neck.
Never that. Never that.
Nah, but nah, I do agree with what you said though. Yeah, they should have taken Patrick out, and thousands of us on Facebook were commenting on it in our little group and shit. But why listen to us?
Yeah. I think it's just more harm than good. That's all I'm saying.
It
Right.
is, it is. But put yourself in the same position though. If you was playing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't. If it was me, I'd be just the same way. I'd be like, nigga, I ain't coming out the game. You crazy, man? Like, nah, man. Like Titan, just chill, man. You know what I'm saying? You can get him next year if we lose. I'm like, man, fuck no, man.
You
Hell
can get
no.
them next year. Yeah. Now you're playing for pride.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I feel that, but to me, it's like, okay,
But
what
he
by
is a
watching the
five
game,
hundred million dollar man.
yeah, but by watching the game, you could tell that game it was under control. It wasn't like you guys were in desperate need of his services. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh shit, if he doesn't play, we're gonna lose this game.
Mhm.
That's what I'm talking about. So it was
Right.
more harm than good.
It also goes a long way in the locker room though. Everybody's like, damn, you see what Pat did? Cause like, he that nigga balled out,
Right. He gave us
yeah,
all for us, man. We got to go
yeah,
out
he
next
played
week.
on one ankle because
We got
like,
to go out
we gotta
next week,
go
man.
hard for him, man.
Yeah, but then the whole point or the whole backside of that would be next week if he plays terrible. Guess what? Now he has an excuse. Oh, that high ankle sprain, he shouldn't have been playing. Now we
Nah,
gotta
nah, not from us Chiefs fans. Not from us Chiefs fans. He don't have no excuse. Because we also, like we said, nigga, there's thousands of us telling, hey man, let Chad Henne play. Let Chad Henne play.
right.
So Patrick, just right now, from the Chiefs Kingdom, you're choosing to if you are choosing to play, man, whatever the outcome is, it is on you. Okay. That's how it goes.
Right. But I don't want to hear that excuse from Chiefs fans about if
Yeah,
you
you
guys
ain't
have
gonna
if you guys happen to lose, I want to hear, man, he never should have been out there, man. Oh man, we lost because he had a high ankle sprain.
nigga, I just sat here and told you. I already said that he shouldn't be
That's
out there.
that's what you're saying. I'm talking about Chiefs Nation, the kingdom, baby.
Man, I
Hey,
speak for the
hey,
kingdom right now,
hey,
man.
yo, shout out. Hey, hold on. Shout out Bo Resh, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the kingdom, baby. Yeah. But so all right. So you guys play. Oh, all right. So
Wait,
hold on. Bengals won, right?
Bengals won.
Uh Bills played. Sorry. I kind of want to skip that game because I want to get to a certain point, which
Whoa,
I was kind of
whoa.
upset about.
We got see this is what I wanted to talk about. Everybody wants to skip over that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit there hold on. There's a lot of stuff to address right there. Go ahead, man. There's a lot of stuff to address right there. We
Okay.
can't just skip over it.
All right.
Josh Allen, man. Okay. It was a horrible
Yeah.
but
Horrible
gutty
showing.
performance. It was gutty, but it was horrible. Okay. Yes, the man is their offense. No, no, he's not. They have Stephon Diggs. They have game day Gabriel Davis. They have running backs. It's just that Josh Allen thinks he has to do it all himself. This man does not want to use his teammates like he should, in my opinion. And that's why Stephon Diggs was yelling at him.
Well, for one, Cincinnati's D line, I mean, they brought pressure to him. It seemed like every other snap, he was getting pressure. So that, and then also it was a snowy game. So you really can't make the throws you want to make.
Nah, no, no, hell no. Because on the other side, Joe Burrow was making every throw he wanted
But he wasn't
in
getting
the same.
but he wasn't getting blitzed like Allen was. He
He
like
was.
if you watch that
He,
game, the Bills didn't provide enough pressure to make um uh Burrow get out of his comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like he seemed confident, he seemed poised in the pocket because that pressure wasn't coming. The Bills were getting pressured, and you could tell Allen was he was trying to do too much and not trust in his teammates. You know,
mm-hmm,
and I
mm-hmm.
think that's the difference. And then another thing, I mean, the Bills were getting, I mean, they were getting dominated, right? When they were driving in, when the Bengals were driving in to the end zone, and then all of a sudden they showed Hamlin, right?
Okay.
Try to get the crowd amped up, like, oh yeah, Hamlin's here. Let's do it for Hamlin again, right?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work. Um, that chase catch in the end zone, that was a touchdown. But they said it wasn't, so they got 3 points. So that still gave the Bills a chance. Because if he would have scored that touchdown, they called it a touchdown, that game was over in the first half.
I think that part was great defense to me.
No, it was. But what I'm saying is, it could have gone either way. The
It
call,
could have gone either way, but the way it went, I was okay with it because it did, right at the end, Milano hit that shit and it
right?
made it move a little bit, just enough to where it was like, and I seen what everybody was saying about it. But I okay,
They have to fix that. They have to really fix what's a catch and what's not a catch.
yeah. I gotta say this, man, because it's so many people sitting here. Oh, Josh Allen had a gutty performance. It was very gutty too. It was gutty. But at the same time, man, it's like this is what the difference in what Joe Burrow was doing. He was using his check downs
Mm-hmm.
on third and one, third and one, third and four, whatever. Josh Allen's like he's throwing fades, you know what I'm saying, and deep balls when you only need a first down.
He's catching fades.
Like that, see, okay, we're giving the kid a pass. We're giving y'all are giving the kid a pass too much, man. It's like he's not playing smart, man. He's trying to go for the home run, the wild play every single time, and you like that. That's not football, man. That's
Yeah,
not how you gonna win.
that's not winning football. You're right.
So the reason I wanted to address this is because the dude doesn't play winning football. Yes, he does a lot of things himself, but he doesn't make the winning plays. Like, you know what I'm saying? Third and one. You're back on your what? You're back on your own, what is it? 29-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to throw a fucking 60-yard pass to a dude who's double covered. I mean, not big. Well, the skies made it look like he was single covered by himself, but then you had their safety running over. Like you only needed 1 yard just to continue on and keep the drive going.
True.
And then yet now since it's fourth and one, you're back. Like you're back. You don't want to take that chance and so you got to punt it. And then the Bengals go right down the score right after. That turned the game like that he doesn't know ball control really is what I guess I'm trying to say is like there's no real ball control there. It's always I need the wild play. I need the home run.
Well, and then you got to look back at this whole season. Anytime that he made a big play, Diggs was able to get open to make that big play for him, right?
And
So with these conditions being snowy, it changes the format. You can't keep doing the same calls. You can't keep throwing the same routes. You know what I mean?
yeah, but at the same time, he did miss a couple he
Yeah.
missed a couple to Stephon Diggs like
Yeah. He had one,
that
a little bit on that little it was a fade route, but he like did
yes.
like a stop and go. and
Yeah,
was open. He just overthrew him just a little bit. If that was on
just
time, that would have been
just
touchdown.
a little bit,
Mhm.
but they weren't on sync like they usually were. They usually are, and I don't know if it was the weather. I don't know if it's because of the pressure, but I seen Josh Allen make some plays like where he scrambled around, whatever, and just made plays. But it's just doesn't do winning football, man. And the outcome
I can
is what
see,
it was.
I can see Josh Allen being a John Elway. Like he's gonna
Maybe
play.
towards the end,
Yeah, he's gonna win a championship towards the end of his career. I don't see him
yeah.
doing it anytime
I don't,
soon.
I don't see it between Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, and now even Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, man. It's not getting any easier.
and don't forget Cleveland. They got
uh,
Watson. So
yeah, and he knocked the dust off the last couple games too.
yeah,
So
it's gonna be crazy.
I don't think I don't think Josh Allen it's not gonna be the Bills anymore because they've been exposed without Von Miller.
Yeah, that hurt too.
That made it so bad for their
Yeah,
defense
there was
because
no rut. Yeah, you could tell there hasn't been a pass rush
at
since he got
all,
hurt. Yeah,
at all. Like it's like night and day.
for
There's
sure.
no pass rush at all.
All right.
Like Greg
Um,
Rousseau, the dude, and all that other, like there's none. Like it was non-existent. Joe Burrow he was sitting back there like patting the ball 50 times before he made a pass. Like, but
yeah. So
yeah, so Chiefs, Bengals.
Chiefs, Bengals. I know you're taking Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Bengals only because of the pass rush they were able to provide on Josh Allen. Not only that, with Mahomes' high ankle sprain, I think that's going to limit his mobility. So that's the only reason why I'm going to take the Bengals. If Mahomes was healthy, then I'd probably take the Chiefs.
See, the reason I'm taking the Chiefs is I would definitely, unequivocally take the Chiefs if Patrick was healthy. But the reason I am going to take the Chiefs right now is because of our coach, Andy Reid and Eric Bien. I truly hope that we run the ball down the Bengals' throats like we should.
Yeah. What
These are what the teams are.
what's his
This
name?
is the
Pachenko?
yeah, Pacheco.
Yeah. Hey, he's
I didn't know that.
he's hey, he could take a beating, but yet when he had that one run to the left and showed his speed, I was like, oh shit, he's pretty
Yeah,
fast.
no, that man when he hit that outside, I was like, good Lord, he got heat, man. I was like, damn. Somebody said because it was like this was had me cracking up. You know how when Mario gets the little star
Oh yeah, just
and then gets the run, he started running. He said that's how Pacheco looks when he runs. He
yeah,
looks
because
like
like everything,
Mario.
like his feet were moving fast, his arms were moving
Yeah,
fast. He just like,
yes. And like he like I can't. His running style is it's unique, man.
yeah,
It's
it's different.
power, it's power and it's speed, but you don't really see the speed unless he gets to the outside.
His running style reminds me of Roger Craig, but he's faster
But he's faster. There you go. Okay.
with the high knees and like the
Yeah,
form.
they're
Like
always going.
he
Yeah,
runs he runs with a certain form. You know what I mean? But he's a lot
that's a
faster.
that is a good that's a good comparison to Roger Craig. I
Yeah,
would say.
Roger Craig was dope. Like
Mm.
wasn't the fastest, but he was
So
getting yards.
yeah, so I'm gonna say, and I will say this too is we also have four DBs that are rookies.
Yeah,
So,
Chase is gonna have it. See, like no one really
but the
talks.
thing,
Everyone talks about Chase, but their receiving core, you got Boyd and you got
T. Higgins,
T. Higgins. Hey, that's a trio, man. Them dudes.
no, they got a quarter. They probably got one. They probably got the
Yeah.
best core in the league right there. Them
Hmm.
three. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people put it on Joe Burrow's like, yeah, Joe Burrow's nice, but
Excuse me.
bless you. The
Thank you.
three receivers he got, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm if just I'm
Excuse me.
bless you. If Justin Field was on the Bengals, he'd be balling.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
I
I
mean,
mean,
you could put anybody in that system with those three receivers and they'd be balling. I'm sorry, Kev. It is what it is. We gotta call a
it
spade
is.
a spade. Damn,
Yeah.
nigga, blow your nose. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
hey, sneeze 3 times. That means somebody's thinking about me.
No, okay. Well, yeah. So
So yeah.
I'm
So
sticking with the Chiefs
what's
because it is my team,
what's the
and
score?
because I'm going to say it is going to be 24-21 Chiefs.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bengals like 20-17. And
We
I'm only basing that off of Mahomes being injured, and that's it.
they never had the last two times they played. It was 27-24. That shit.
Oh, really? Both games?
Yeah, yeah. Bengals beat us 27-24 both games. Guys, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
Uh, it's gonna be a good game, man. And I think even with Chad, I I hope Chad he plays and he does well. And I just hope our defense shows the freak up, man, because our D line, man, is we got the D line, man. We got the linebackers. They just our DBs are gonna need help, so they got to get pressure on Joe Burrow.
I think that's the bad part about like football is that unlike basketball, where you can keep a core team together for at least a good 5-6 years, in football, there's always changing parts. You really can't keep a whole unit together because of free agency and things of that nature. So, like for instance, the year you guys won the Super Bowl, like your DBs were good, but your D line wasn't that great. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you got no pressure. Now it's the opposite.
I'm sorry to say it's because of
Patrick Mahomes.
no, it's
Uh,
because of
I think from his contract.
well, his contract is still friendly enough, like it's structured to where like it's not breaking our bank. We can still go after people and get people. It's a friend. His contract is based off incentive. Basically,
Mhm.
if he does certain things, then he gets his money. He gets a set amount. But then like all his 5,000 yards passing, 40 touchdowns, nigga, you get an extra meal for something like shit like
Gotcha.
that. So
So it's more incentive based.
yeah, it's more incentive based, but the quarterbacks are what's killing the league as far as like teams being able to keep these players and shit.
Yeah.
This is because of money. It's like Dak Prescott, perfect example. Because I'm sorry to use him, but he's the perfect example. You want you think you should be paid as one of the highest quarterbacks in the league, top three, top two, but yet you go out there and shit the bed, you know what I'm saying? And when the playoffs come, and and you can see that's where instead of giving Dak 45 million, they could have gave him 30 and then got, like another receiver to go with CD Lamb
Right. Right.
or even another like their
Or D
linemen's
lineman or
good.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like they could have got like another D lineman to go with to go with Michael Parsons and shit like that. But since the way Dak's uh what's it called contract is structured, they don't have any room to get nobody else now.
True. So
And I don't
basically,
think
quarterbacks ruin the NFL.
they're ruining the NFL with these deals. And now Tyreek and the receivers are coming too. Now with that Tyreek deal, man, that's gonna screw everything now.
All right. I know we only got a couple more minutes left, so I want to skip and jump. So you have Chiefs, I
Yeah,
have Bengals, right?
right on.
Real fast. There was an incident that happened that's been all over TV. It involves a buff nigga in a cardigan. So
Man,
for those who don't know, Shannon Sharp got into it with the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay. Now, I have no problem with him jawing back and forth with the player.
Yeah,
My only problem is why is John Morant's father jumping into it? And my problem is that I've been watching YouTube and I've been seeing interviews. It's like T Morant feels like he's a superstar because his son is a superstar. That's my like he had no reason to
now,
jump into it. That's my only problem with it. Like Shannon could have handled that whole like Adams. Hey, that'd have been a match for the match of the year, right? If they had to start
man,
throwing.
Steven Adams would have got broke off.
Hell yeah. He got us fucked up.
He'd have got broke off. He
Shannon
tried
ain't
to.
playing. Yeah,
He think just because you 7 feet, bro, don't mean you can get you
yeah.
can't get touched.
Yeah, Shannon's like 50 years old, still benching 500 pounds. Like, dog, he got his big ass dipped. But, I kind of have an issue. Just, I mean, yeah, they're jawing back and forth. And people are saying, like, well, why is Shannon allowed back in the game? Well, Shannon Sharp he's a TV personality. He's pretty big, right?
Right.
The only thing I didn't like was T Morant stepping in like he was going to do something. It's like, dog, you're not even on the team. Like, John, John Morant wasn't even like talking to him. He was back on the bench while everyone else is sitting
Yeah,
there fighting.
he said something, but he said something from afar.
Right, but that's what I'm saying though. It's not like John Morant got into Shannon's face to where yeah, that's my son. I'm gonna protect my son too. No, he just
Right.
came in just to be involved in it, like, oh yeah, yeah, hey, you see me? Yeah, I'm about to get Shannon. No, nigga, you'd have got fucked up too. Now,
That's what
granted,
he told him. That's what Shannon said to him. He's like, nigga, I'll beat the brakes off of T
and
Moran. You already know.
and granted, I do love the fact that T Morant, who was pretty good, took the back seat to make his son an NBA player and a star, right?
Mhm.
But that doesn't give you the moxie to act like you're a superstar as well. The same shit happened with LeVar Ball, right? It's
The
kind of a
people
turn on.
gave the people gave him their platform and stuff like that. So I mean, if we sit there and mention him and say stuff about it, then he's gonna keep getting up and doing shit like that until somebody beats the brakes off him. Or
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I'm not trying to down a
saying?
black man. It's like why are you even getting
No,
into it?
I know. This is I understand. I agree. Like nigga, you had nothing to do with it, bro. Like you know what I'm saying. You just gonna embarrass yourself.
And
So
and it kind of makes me upset because it takes me back to when I was coaching freshman basketball, right? And it was halftime.
oh, you're dealing with the parents.
Yeah, so it's halftime, and I'm like, hey, where's such and such at? Oh, they're out there talking to their dad. I'm like, so I go out there. I'm like, hey, come on, man, it's halftime. What are you doing talking to your dad, right? Like it's halftime. We need to get
Mm.
the game plan going. So after the game, this parent wants to come down the stairs, like, don't you tell my son he can't be I'm like, hey, man, you need to back up. Hey, old man, because it would have looked bad if I'd have slapped him and he'd have been sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's like parents need to know when to get involved and when not to get involved. Like but that goes from long line because I can tell that T Morant he always had an input in Jaws' success, right? So that
Right.
means like elementary school pickup games, AAU, right?
The
So
coaches let him talk to Ja. Yeah.
right, so I don't know. I know one thing though, no one wanted to see Shannon Sharp because Shannon Sharp would have fucked everybody up in a cardigan, cuz in a straight cardigan. Yeah,
I
that's
want to say one last thing, and I know, I think I know how Shannon really felt. That nigga didn't want to apologize. He just apologized because that's what a man does or whatever, you know. But he just really want to say, man, if that ever happened again, I'll beat the brakes off all them fools, man.
well that and then also you got to think he like I said he's a big figure, so he's representing
Mm,
Fox Sports, you
right.
know. So it'll look bad if he were to actually start fighting. Like he was cold, but he was cold enough to be like, I ain't going nowhere. Hey, he pointed right here at the ground. He's like, hey, you come right here if you want
He's a,
some. You come right here if you want some.
I'm right here.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone started rushing and chanting like,
Dylan
ah.
Brooks is a little asshole though, man, because he's a that like you don't like him unless he's on your team. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. He reminds me of oh, what's his name from the Lakers? Used to play at UCLA. Barnes, Matt Barnes. You don't like Matt Barnes unless he's on your team. You know what I'm saying? You're right, but other than that, it's like, man, Matt Barnes is a dirty ass player. But if he plays for you, he's like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's that toughness that we need. But
That moxie, yeah.
yeah, yeah, he has that stick to itiveness, you know. So yeah,
Shit.
that shit was funny. All right, real fast. So last week before we left, we talked about science and what's going on with nuclear fusion. So
Hmm.
for those who don't know, nuclear fusion, basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a clean energy source for the world. So you don't need coal, you don't need gas, right? But it draws me to thinking about Iron Man because when I watched 60 Minutes, they had that same core that Iron Man
Hmm.
had in his chest. Now,
Yeah.
I understand what they're trying to do for the world by making it cleaner and more efficient. But do you think if it's brought into the wrong hands as far as like weaponry, it could do a lot of damage?
Well, let's let me just okay. So what this nuclear fusion is it's harnessing the power of a star.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's what we're basically trying to do. And if you know about stars and stuff like that, the sun is a star,
Right.
and that's what nuclear fusion is. It's trying to harness the power of the sun in our hands. And what we did was we got it to power, these hydrogen or these uh, atoms to collide with each other for 1 billionth of a second, which made the nuclear fusion.
Mm-hmm.
And now what we're trying to do is prolong it.
Right. Sustain it. Yeah.
Yeah, sustain it. And so with doing that, like it's they're building this some kind of shuttle because they want to put the nuclear fusion on it. And they
And
want
blast us off, nigga.
yeah, and they want somebody to go off into space because and
And
and explore.
it's funny you say that because now I'm thinking about Star Trek. So if let's say if they're able to put this on a
What power?
rocket or a
Just
ship,
think about that. Just what power did Voyager?
right,
Same thing.
right. So now they're able to jump into hyperspeed and take off time, going to different dimensions or different, parts of our solar system in a fraction of the time.
Not just a fraction of time. It's also just not losing power when they're out in these places. If you have nuclear fusion, if you harnessed it, you'll never be out of power. So, like, say if we're like these satellites that go off into, out of our solar system and
Right.
then they just die because, the power is not, doesn't stay on. Now, with the nuclear fusion, once we harness it, these satellites are going to be able to go off into places and just literally get lost and still have power and be able to,
Detect and yeah.
detect and send stuff and not even just go off and detect and send information back. They'll even be able to come back themselves because they have the power to come back. And it's
It's cool and it's scary.
it's cool and it's scary. You're right.
It's cool and scary.
Because we don't know what the government's doing it for, but we
Right.
know what it can do.
But then again, looking at movies, we're both
Yeah,
big,
the movie, man, it just be we gotta just call it like I said, we gotta call a spade a spade. When we watch these movies, they're telling us they're showing us shit that is coming.
right.
It's not they don't they're not the movie theaters aren't just thinking this cool ass shit up because excuse me, it's something they thought up. They're basing it off of shit that's actually out there, and then they're putting it in these movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was thinking about Back to the Future, and then I was also
Yep.
thinking about the Avengers. So there, I want to say it was Avengers 4,
Mm.
where they were saying how by the Earth's mightiest heroes being so strong that it invited other
People to,
species to want to have formidable combat, right?
yeah,
So
they wanted to test our might.
right. So if this is where we're going, then best believe because I mean they were talking about aliens during the pandemic, right? So if we're able
Not just the
to
pandemic,
fuse
they were
this,
talking about aliens back in the 40s, and you know what I'm saying? So if
right?
there are aliens and we keep and you already know it's like a lot of times we see aliens when there's nuclear blast or when there's bombs going off or when there's disasters and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
maybe they're just picking it up to see like how much the fallout is and what it could do to them. And then
Right.
they're taking that information back and then being like, okay,
Yeah,
because
definitely. And but what I'm saying is like once we start harnessing this power, they're going to use it for other, not just time travel or not just ships. They're going to use it for other things as well.
oh yeah,
And so
yeah,
if the, we know there are aliens. So once they see that, because they're way more advanced than we are, right? So
supposedly.
once they get wind of it, it's like, oh, okay, y'all got a gun, huh? Y'all got a big gun? All right, hey, let's shut this down. And that's when the invasion, because they've kind of already start talking about it because, like I said, during the pandemic, they were like, oh yeah, aliens are real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before then, before the pandemic,
They're like, nah, this shit
nah, there's no
ain't
such thing as
real.
aliens. And now it's like, oh yeah, you know what?
You know what,
They're
motherfuckers, this
here,
shit is real. They're
Yeah,
here. You know what? You need to worry about them, right?
right. So it's like, you know, I I hate the way like human beings use each other for their own game because it's like we're all civilians out here, man. Like if it comes to like an alien invasion, nigga, what we gonna do? Throw salt? You know what I'm saying?
No, we gonna do what we always do. We gonna bomb. We're programmed to kill. That's what we're programmed. I don't know if aliens are, but us as humans, we're programmed to kill.
Oh man, you brought that up. Damn, I wish I had more time. But that, you know, people or humans, we love violence. And I want to bring this up real fast. The Blueface and Krishan
Oh,
situation.
we got to talk about that. We'll get on that next week too, though.
Yeah, because it's like we talk about how much violence needs to stop, but yet we stay tuned to
We had
loving
admired it
violence.
so
Yeah,
much,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So yeah, that's a great point, man. I wish you had more time to talk about that, but yeah, we'll get into it next week, man.
Yep.
So
So that'll be the next topic, man. Because we are programmed for violence. Just this is how it is. That's why we watch all these shows and stuff like
yeah,
that. Programming. That's why they call it programming. Programs. So, but yeah, Al, man, just one for y'all to think about until you come back with us
yeah,
next
yeah,
week.
yeah,
So
yeah. Programming.
we gonna start programming y'all.
I don't know if y'all niggas want that though. You want the knowledge? Shit.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you
man.
want
Great
the tree?
conversation.
What is it? Do you want to eat from the tree of knowledge or the tree of life? Hmm. Choose wisely. Take it to the bridge, Al.
And thank you once again for listening to Talkin Spit After Hours. We're your hosts, TJ Bain, Alan Poe. If you like it, you like it. If you love it, you love it. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace. We out, man.